Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to A Spirited Endeavor. I'm Mark.
And I'm Russ.
And today we're going to be doing something pretty exciting.
I'm looking forward to this.
This is one we've been hearing about for a long time. We've tried others of this distillery, notably the Talisker Storm and the Talisker 18 year.
Yes.
Which we have fond memories of both. And this is the Talisker 10 year. And Talisker is the only distillery on the Isle of Skye in Scotland. Mm-hmm. They're very proud of that fact and that their whiskeys reflect the essence of that island.
Yeah, the environment and the fact that it's rugged and storm-swept.
Mm-hmm. Rugged, storm-swept. You're going to get essence of the sea in there. You're going to get peat. You're going to get smoke. You're going to really taste like Scotland in a bottle.
Yeah, and you're absolutely right. Everything that they do that we've had so far has definitely had a pretty good, strong peat aspect to it, and that briny kind of seaside nature to it.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about this one.
Me too.
All right, let's get into this one because I am just too anxious.
Yeah, I am as well. So while you're pouring, if I remember correctly, this one was over 45, just a little over 45% ABV.
Yes, I think it's 58 point. Actually, let me look at the 45.8%.
Okay, so that's right by our comfort zone. We generally are pretty good with about a 46%, especially with peated.
Yeah, 43 to 46%. I think is kind of my zone.
Agreed.
I think with that, the 40%, I mean, have been fantastic, but I think I want a little more punch in it.
I agree. I start looking for that, to be honest with you. You know, at the beginning of this journey, I tended to like the stuff that was closer to 40 to 43. Now I kind of prefer up towards 46, to be honest with you.
And and we've had some cask strengths also that that we've really enjoyed, but I don't think my palate has quite gotten there where that is like my sweet spot.
It's not something that I go looking for. Now some whiskeys handle it better than others. There are some of them where you get a 46% and boy, it smacks you. We had one recently that at 46% you wouldn't want anymore. But we've had some that were 50 that were pretty drinkable actually. So it's been
the Aberlour comes to mind on that.
Definitely, it handles it very well.
Yeah. All right. So again, this is going to be really, really interesting. I'm so excited for this.
Very pleased with this distillery so far.
So we think that there's no statement on this, but it looks like it was probably chill filtered, probably color added.
Yeah, I would say so. That doesn't appear to be natural colors. There's no sherry cask or anything of that nature, so this is strictly ex-bourbon, and with ex-bourbon, especially aged in Scotland, I just can't see that being natural. Yeah,
that'd be more of a honey lemon color.
Yeah. It's pretty, don't get me wrong, but I would definitely say that's color added.
Although, it's got really good glass cling.
Yeah, I would have to agree with you. The oils on that are pretty nice. They're not, they actually cling on the glass and stay there for quite some time.
So that also leads me to believe that's going to, have a long finish to it.
I would think so.
And that's really going to linger on the palate.
I hope so. I kind of like it when the peaty ones stick around a little bit after the fact.
Yeah, the peat certainly is something you can spend time figuring out the peat.
Oh, absolutely. And as you acclimate to the peat, when you try your first sip of a peated whiskey, it tends to be really upfront, maybe a little overpowering to where you don't get anything else besides that. But then you acclimate to it, and it's like your senses dull as far as the peatiness, and you start picking up the other stuff. And for me, that's always interesting.
Right.
I like the nose on it.
Oh, I like the nose. I think I just got bit by a murder hornet.
Oh, really?
No, I'm kidding.
Oh.
I think it was just a mosquito. All right. Okay,
briny, seaside, peaty, just exactly what you expect.
This is what I expect from a Talisker. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I got the saltiness. I've got the essence of the sea in that.
Yeah.
I've got some little barbecue going on in this.
Absolutely.
But the brininess is right up front. I mean, I think that's on the nose. That's the most prevalent feature of this.
Stronger than some of the Islas we've had. You know, a lot of the Islas, you get that smoky nature, but that brininess is kind of second to that. This one, the brininess is definitely forward.
All right. Wow.
That's not the smack in the face I expected.
No, I mean, I'm not picking up, I mean, it's a little spicy, but not really peppery.
No.
I've got the peat, I've got the smoke in that.
Yeah.
But, you know, even there doesn't seem to be much alcohol burn to this one either.
No, there really isn't, especially at that ABV. It handles it very well.
Yeah, that really lingers. That's really lingering on the palate too.
Yeah,
just
that's
as
like
I
barbecue.
suspected. It is like barbecue. I'll bet this would pair well with a smoked meat.
Oh man, yeah.
I'm definitely picking up some dark fruit in there, which is amazing since it's not the sherry cask.
Yeah.
But I'm definitely getting a fruitiness in that.
It's interesting that it's a 10-year. You know, it seems to retain some of what the new maker, a young spirit would have to it, where you get those fruity notes and whatnot. I'd be curious about those casks. You know, generally speaking, you get a 10-year and you're going to get more oak than anything, and it tamps down on some of the fruity notes that you get with the new make spirit that comes right out of the still. This one seems to retain it very nicely.
Yeah, and what I'm not getting is I'm not really getting a vanilla bomb in this.
No, I'm not. I gotta say, it's kind of subdued compared to a lot of the Islas that we've tried that are also peated. I like this.
I really like this too. Yeah, this is...
Even compared to the Storm. The Storm is more upfront and smacking you around, just overly more aggressive in general. This one definitely seems to be a little subdued for them, which it's nice.
Which is nice because it feels like it's matured.
Agreed.
You know, and even at 10-year, I mean, it tastes matured.
So the Talisker Skye and Talisker Storm are both non-aged Stephen, which I would assume that means that they're younger. So I guess, you know, the youngest they can go is, if I remember correctly, 3 years. Is it 4 or 3?
I think it's 4.
4.
I think it's 4 years.
So 4 years. This one being 10, I guess that bit of age makes a difference with Talisker.
Right. Now, we just recently tried the 18 a few episodes back, and this is a different whiskey than that.
I agree wholeheartedly. No, that's a very good point. So it's not like this 10-year, they just let it age the additional time and that's all you end up with. There's something more going on there.
Yeah, I think this was completely intentional.
Yeah.
I think this is a whiskey that is what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
And man, it's got some complexity to it. You could spend an evening kind of figuring this one out. Mm-hmm. I'd rather just sit and have an evening just sitting down and enjoying it. But I mean, it's going to raise questions as I'm drinking this.
Oh, no doubt. It's more refreshing and lighter than a lot of the Islas that we get. You know, an Ardbeg is just real dark and heavy, and this one just comes across as being a bit lighter.
Right, and as opposed to the Islas, which have the heavy peat and smoke, and there's like heather influences in there. Yeah. I'm not really getting that in here. I'm not getting those floral notes.
Yeah, man, that is nice on the exhale too.
Yeah, and again, it's not over spicy.
No.
This is just really, really welcome.
Yeah, I really like this one actually.
Yeah, this may go in my top 5 or top 10 favorite whiskeys.
I think if I had to choose between this one and the Skye or the Storm, I'd probably go with this one. I think the other two have a place, but for me, I like the peat and the intensity of flavors, but the fact that it's not heavy and overbearing.
Right. What's also nice is this is pretty affordable too.
Oh, really?
Because this is more like the $70, to $80 range.
I'd pay that. That's a good whiskey for that price.
Yeah. A little hard to find right now, though, but I managed to find one bottle in a local store around here. But it took me a bit of hunting to find this.
It's funny you say that. I picked up the the Skye, or no, the Storm, excuse me, which that one's been pretty easy to find. The Isle of Skye tends to be pretty easy to find as well. I've been looking for this one, haven't found it anywhere around me yet.
Yeah, I found this on the shelf. It was the last bottle. I didn't even hesitate to snag this one.
Yeah, I can't blame you. That's a good find. If I come across one, it'll end up in my bar as well. That's
yeah, for sure.
Tasty.
Let me put a drop of water in this.
That one I could see getting pretty zippy with some water.
All right.
I bet the smoke gets pulled back though.
It spices up the nose, that's for sure.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, a little less briny, a little more spice in
Yeah,
that.
definitely more of the oak.
Yeah, it's spicier. A little oak influence in that now.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, much spicier.
Yeah, so it muted everything but brought the spice up. And you definitely catch that, especially on the tail end. So not middle palate, more towards the back end.
Right, and it lingers there too.
Yeah.
I think I prefer it neat.
I would agree with that. I like some of the flavors that are present neat that we're lacking with the water.
But man, is that tasty.
It really is. That's thoroughly enjoyable. Honestly, I mean, for a peated whiskey, especially an island peated whiskey, which they tend to be pretty aggressive, this is one that I would feel perfectly comfortable giving to somebody who's perhaps new to that sort of whiskey, where they get that experience of the smoke and the peat and all that, but it's,
for sure,
it's smooth and it's a little easier to drink than an Ardbeg or a Lafroig or some of the other ones out there.
Yeah, you're right. And what I would say is, after I introduce somebody with Glenmorangie, with maybe Bruichladdich, the wee laddie.
Yeah.
I would probably, once they got comfortable with that, I would point them at this.
I agree. Just to see if that's something that they would be interested in, if their palate is.
Because I think this is a great step up to start introducing them to Islas.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I mean, if you think about the Islas that we've tried, I can't think of anything that really fits that niche.
Yeah.
Of being an accessible Isla. Most of them are real aggressive. This one's the first one I can think of.
Yeah, it's like a little bit of Highland, a little bit of Speyside, a little bit of Isla, in a single bottle. So I mean, I think this is a great transition point. Agreed. From going from more introductory levels into more complex.
Agreed.
I think this is a great entry point for that.
Yeah, I'm thoroughly impressed. Definitely prefer it neat, but it's not bad with the water either. I
would like maybe throw some whiskey stones in this and see what a little bit of chill to this would do.
I agree. I bet that'd be very nice.
Yeah, without altering the flavor.
Yep. Just cool it down a little bit.
Just cool it down a little bit.
Well, it's light enough to be refreshing, I think, while still having plenty of flavor.
Oh yeah.
Not a boring dram by any stretch.
Not even a little bit. Yeah, this is immediately in my top 10.
Yeah, I agree. So what do you think score-wise on a scale of 1 to 5?
This is a 5.
Yeah?
I am right there. This is one of my tops.
I'm going to go 4.5.
Okay.
I agree. It's right up there. There are a couple that I would choose over this, but only because of personal preference. It just depends on the mood that I'm in, I suppose.
Right. You know what I would do is I would grab for this before I grab for the 18-year.
I could see that. I'd polish off that bottle a lot faster than I would the 18.
Hell, I might polish off this bottle this afternoon.
Oh, there is that too. It is the weekend after all.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, a really good find, Mark.
Yeah, thank you. This one was a blast, and one I've been looking for because I was really anxious to try this.
Yeah, well, hopefully at some point these become a little easier to find, because I certainly want one in my bar now. All right, guys. Well, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed this experience as much as we certainly did.
Yeah, we had a blast presenting this one to you, and we have a YouTube page. We have a a Facebook Live page. We do Facebook Live events on Saturday night where we get together with some friends, and we'll explore some whiskeys, have a good old-fashioned chinwag.
Oh yeah.
And our friends, will chime in. We're hoping to get some of them online with us. We're going to change up our technology a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. We're getting all technical and stuff.
For sure. So we certainly want to hear what you're drinking. So drop us a line. Let us know what jazzes you, and and we completely agree with the philosophy that the best whiskey is the one you're drinking and the way you like it.
And join us on Facebook for one of the live events. We do that every Friday, generally between 7 and 8 o'clock, and it's a hoot, man. Just come by, have a good time. It's really laid back and relaxing.
All right, thanks a lot, guys. Have a good night.
Take care.